Hello, everyone. Um, I hope you're all doing well in this Thursday. So today, pretty quick webinar showing the new functionalities that we've added in the last two updates of the platform. So let's start with version 10.8, in which the first thing we did was to add the possibility to now split up leave requests in the different days of the leave requests. So there was an issue that for certain customers exporting their timesheets, their Evolia timesheets into the payroll, where if there was a leave request that was going for more than a week, let's say a 2 weeks vacation request, that request will all be sent in the first day of the request. So it would force the user to create two different leave requests for each week of the leave request. So it is now possible to split the leave requests. So the way you'd like to do that is you will go in settings, and then when you go over to payroll and time off, and you go over to time off and categories, um, and you take one of the leave types. Let's say we take vacation leave here. We can now activate this setting here, which is called leave distribution. The way it works is that you can activate it or remove it. And then you have your leave distribution here, which you can activate for certain days of the week. So let's say your company is only opened from Monday to Friday. You can go and remove the Saturday and Sunday from this rule. If you are open from Saturday to Sunday, then therefore I'd recommend leaving all the days on. The way this works is that now when you create a vacation leave, so with this leave type that I've just activated the setting for, let's say we go for next week because we have a few shifts. Let's say I create a leave request for this employee right here. So I would go in leaves here by clicking on the umbrella. I would add a leave request, select the employee, which is JD. And then I would go and select vacation leave and select my start date and my end date. Let's say we want a vacation leave that goes for 2 weeks. So from the 27th to the 7th, you will see here that it will automatically enter 80 hours because the employee works 80 hours over this period of 2 weeks. But you can also edit the distribution hours, which is the new part that we've added. So now, when you click on this, it will automatically split the hours of the leave request across the different days of the leave request in which the request was made for. So, therefore, you see on each day in which the employee works, since their schedule is from Monday to Friday, it automatically puts in 8 hours from Monday to Friday in the employee's leave request, which will split the leave request accordingly day by day. So, what this looks like in the timesheet after that is that whenever I go over to timesheet here, and then I look at JD's leave request, which was in the week of the 27th, then um, let's say we go by pay period instead. Was it the correct employee? Let me just go back. I might have selected the wrong employee. Actually, I think I just didn't save my leave request. Okay, let's take Clara here. I did an example for Clara earlier. So we'll go over in timesheets, and then I go over in Clara's timesheets, and you will see here that there's a vacation leave from July 27th to August 7th. But then when I scroll all the way down, you'll be able to see that all the leave requests are split up per day. So this is the first functionality that we've added. Next up is that we've improved the timesheet vision. So this is going to be pretty quick, but we've added here this view in which you can see the total worked hours, the total planned hours, the total hours punched, the total of leave hours, the total overtime and bonuses. But a big adjustment that we've made is that we've also added the workforce cost. So the total workforce cost for the period displayed is now available directly in the timesheet. So this is something pretty big that we didn't have prior to version 10.8. And keep in mind that in the settings in the upper right part of your timesheet, you can change your display option. So let's say you only want to see your total workforce costs and not the other information. You could hide the rest of the information and only see your workforce cost in the display option at the bottom of your timesheet. Next up, we've added a new functionality as well. Well, it's not really a new functionality, but we've changed something according with leave requests, where now employees, whenever they see their coworkers' leave request, they do not see the type of leave request that was made. So let's say, for example, I'm connected as an admin. So I do see that this is a vacation leave, but let's say I was logged in as an employee and I would see the leave request of my coworker. It is now not possible for the employee anymore to see the type of leave. So this is just a confidentiality issue that we've been requested by a lot of customers and that we've now adjusted in version 10.8. After that, we've made improvements to budget tracking. So whenever you go into settings, and you go over to schedules and availability and budget tracking, it is now possible to filter your budgets per team, position, or location. So for all of you with a lot of budgets in your system, you can now filter per those criterias. And you can also export the list of budgets that you have in your account. The export will always follow the filters that you've selected. So this is something new that we've added in this window here, but it is also there's also um, new things in the budget monitoring part where you can also now report your stats of your budget. So really all the columns here that you're seeing, you can now export it in Excel. And you can also filter by teams, by position and location. But the really cool thing, I believe, on my end is that you can now sort the budgets per variance or variance percentage or per budgeted hours or per scheduled hours. So let's say, for example, you have a list of 100 budgets to go through and you only want to see the ones that go over the hours that were budgeted, or the ones that's closer to the budget. Well, you can go by variance percentage and sort your budgets this way. So this is now something that we've added as well in version 10.8. Next up is whenever you go into the schedule and then you click on the planning view, it is now possible to highlight employees directly from the planning view. So let's say, for example, I want to highlight JB here, this employee right here. I can right click on one of their shift and just click on highlight employee. This will highlight my employee and make it easier for me to compare this employee schedule with other employees. Keep in mind that it is also possible to highlight more than one employee at once. So let's say I want to highlight JB here and ML here. I'll be able to right click on ML and highlight this employee as well. So this is a really cool tool, let's say for schedule changes management, for replacement management, if you want to compare schedules of 2 or more employees. Then once you're done with the highlighting part, you can always click on the clear all button to just clear all of your highlighted employees. And then after that, the last thing that we've added in the last few versions is pretty similar, where this time it's in the employees view of the schedule. So instead of going to the planning view, it's going to be in the employees view. It's a pretty similar it's a pretty similar thing that we've added here. You can now pin employees to the top of your schedule. So let's say I want to compare the schedule of, let's say, Gabriel here. I want to pin this employee, and then I also want to pin the schedule of John Doe here. Well, I've now pinned those two employees at the top, and I can compare easily their two schedules. I can pin way more than two employees as well. There's no limits really to the amount of employees I can pin. But it's another pretty cool feature that lets you manage your schedule more effectively whenever there's changes to be made. So once again, I have a clear all button at the top that I can use to clear all my pinned employees. But keep in mind that in the planning view, it is now possible to highlight employee, and the employees view, it is now possible to pin employees to the top. So as I mentioned earlier, this one was a pretty short webinar. So if you have any questions on your end, feel free to ask them right away. You can ask your question. I'll stay a few more minutes to answer your questions if there's any questions on your part. So feel free to ask those questions if there's any. I'll leave you 1 or 2 minutes for that. Christine asks if the pins stay on. So do you mean if you, let's say, leave your window and come back? I think it does, but I'm pretty sure it does actually. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was told it does. So they should stay on if you leave and get and come back to Evolia. Um, if there's any other questions, feel free to ask them. Still 1 more minute. All right. Well, then I appreciate you all for joining today. The recording of the webinar, as always, is going to be available on our website next week. So if you want to share this webinar with one of your colleagues, it's going to be possible to do so. So with that, I wish you a great rest of your week and happy Thursday afternoon. So see you. Bye.